Oh, by the way, coming up in local news, Brawley Mayor Sam Couchman.
I'm Kayla Burton with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The last head coach opening in the NFL looks ready to be filled. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reports the Vikings are set to introduce Rams offensive coordinator Kevin O'Connell as their next head coach on Thursday in Minnesota. NFL Network reported earlier this month that Minnesota had planned to hire O'Connell, but per NFL rules, a deal could not be finalized until after the Super Bowl. O'Connell may be bringing some friends with him to Minnesota. Rams assistant head coach Thomas Brown is expected to interview for the Vikings offensive coordinator position. Brown interviewed for the Dolphins head coaching job last month. O'Connell's soon-to-be old boss in L.A., Sean McVay, is not doing too much to dispel the rumors that he could retire after winning the Super Bowl. When asked by the L.A. Times if he'd be back as Rams head coach next season, McVay replied, quote, "We'll see." This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Taco Bell presents a get-out-of-bedtime story. It's time to wake up from this amazing dream, even though you're jet skiing on lemonade. How extreme! And oh, look at that, you just won the lottery. Is that a castle? Take the keys, it's your property. What's better than swimming in space? Just wait for the big reveal. It's Taco Bell breakfast and it's actually real. So it's time to wake up and bid your dreams farewell, because toasted breakfast burritos are waiting for you, only at Taco Bell. Participating Taco Bell locations near you during breakfast hours only.
And we are the Imperial Valleys, AM 1230, KXO, El Centro, California. Let me check here. Looking through the pages of the calendar. It is a Wednesday, 16th day of February, 2022. Got that right, I think. Morning, Gene.
Yep. I checked here. You got it right.
Okay. Well, then I guess we're headed in the right direction.
Yep.
Yeah.
Headed in the right direction. Well, we'll have a visit with the mayor of Brawley this morning.
Yeah, Sam's going to stop by and we'll share a cup of coffee and he'll tell us what happened at last night's Brawley City Council meeting.
Well, so Sam's going to come by. All right. That sounds good.
No, it's Sam's already been here.
Oh, well, good.
Okay.
He came by and, that doesn't surprise me.
No, he's an early bird.
Gets up with the chickens.
Yes. I think maybe he raises turkeys. I'm not sure.
Well, that's a deep subject there, so.
I suppose. Well, are you ready for birthdays?
Birthdays, yes.
Okay. Actor William Catt, he was the greatest American hero. He is 71. Actor LeVar Burton, 65. Ice-T is 64. Actor Lisa Loring is 64. Andy Taylor, not the sheriff of Mayberry, but the guy that plays guitar for Duran Duran, is 61. Actor Sarah Clark, 51. Actor Mahershala Ali is 48. Actor Elizabeth Olsen is 33. We've got local birthdays coming up. I've got a suggestion. Why don't you take a short trip to the Peanut Patch in Yuma? The Peanut Patch. Well, it's so much more than peanuts. Yeah, it's a great place to visit. You can spend the better part of a day there if you want, and you'll find the Peanut Patch with many homemade chocolates. They offer fresh English toffee, plain or covered in milk chocolate, pecan turtles that are to die for, made from scratch with a special recipe. You'll love their yogurt-covered peanuts, raisins, and almonds. So many great things available at the Peanut Patch in Yuma. Now, the Peanut Patch is open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Yuma time. They are closed on Sunday. And if you want to get to the Peanut Patch, I would suggest you Google Peanut Patch Yeah, just Google the Peanut Patch. You'll get directions. The Peanut Patch in Yuma. What a great way to spend a day. We have happy birthday wishes going out today to Enrique Arce Sandoval, Ruben Ortiz, Julio Camacho, Jackie Tapizano, Judy Goldberg, Carmen Hernandez, Marcia Cortez, Ana Vasquez, Jorge Angeles, Jake Sutton, Lydia Robles, Enrique Luquin, Crystal Alvarado, Juana Figueroa, Mike Valenzuela, Joe Garibaldi, Martha Rodriguez, Noe Anthony Avila, Chris Cota, Marco Briones, Richard Brown, Socorro Munoz, Susana Tamayo, William Foster, Kim Pritchard, and Bobby Joe Olson. Happy birthday. Well, many happy returns of the same. Gene, I don't know if you heard about this. An Arizona man lost 300 pounds walking back and forth to Walmart 3 times a day.
That's an interesting application, but it works.
I suppose my wife Pam and a number of other people walk at the mall in the mornings. They open the mall early, and they have mall walkers.
Mm-hmm.
And she walks on a very regular basis, and good for her and all the other walkers.
Yeah. That's W-A-L-K-E-R.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, walking the floor over you. Yeah.
I suppose. Anyway, we've got news, and we've got a visit with the mayor of Brawley, Sam Couchman, so we're going to get started. If you're ready.
Got to get going early.
Okay. It's a look at World and California news headlines right now, brought to you by Lock Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist. For sales, for service, call the experts. Lock Air Conditioning.
CBS News Brief. Russian video shows tanker trucks leaving Crimea, but the U.S. and NATO ally says there is no solid evidence Russia's pulling back forces from Ukraine's borders. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg.
While we continue to work for the best, we must also be prepared for the worst.
President Biden scheduled to speak with German Chancellor Scholz later today. A surprise for analysts. This morning's report showed retail sales jumped 3.8% last month, despite a historic surge in inflation. CBS's Jill Schlesinger.
Non-store sales up by 14.5%. Furniture sales rebounded by 7.2%. And department store sales were up by 9.2%.
Rams fans getting ready for a Super Bowl victory parade through the streets of L.A.
Definitely a warm coat, my camera, and a smile and lots of positive energy.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer and get special pricing on cooling and heating tune-ups all year long. Call today to become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock VIPs receive discounted service and maintenance, discounted repairs, and priority service with prompt service. Lock Air Conditioning is your local York dealer, but they repair it all. So when the need arises, don't hesitate to call Lock Air Conditioning at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock, the only name in air conditioning for over 40 years. York, install with confidence. Contractor's license number 696216.
California headline news. 3 members of the San Francisco School Board are booted from the board in a recall election. Those who wanted the 3 out say they were more focused on social issues like renaming schools, and they were on students struggling while learning from home during the heart of the pandemic.
They should have been focused on reopening schools like most districts were thinking about and doing.
School board president, vice president, and commissioner overwhelmingly losing their bid to stay on the board. Mayor London Breed, who wanted them out as well, will pick their replacements. The Super Bowl champion Rams get a parade and rally in South LA this afternoon. The Lakers and Dodgers, who did not get parades after their championships in 2020, suggested they be included. This fan says nope.
I get it. We should be celebrating Dodgers and Lakers, but you got to give it to the Rams that they earned this.
Governor Gavin Newsom nominates appeals court judge Patricia Guerrero to a seat on the state Supreme Court. She will be the first Latina to serve on the state's high court, replacing former Justice Mariano Florentino Cuellar. Jeff Scott, California News.
World and California news headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist.
That dinner was delicious. What's next?
I'm thinking just the check.
Do you frequently have gas, bloating, diarrhea, stomach pain, or loose oily stools after eating? One or more of these symptoms could be a sign of exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, and it may be time to talk to your doctor.
If you have EPI, Creon may be right for you. Creon, pancrelipase, is an oral prescription medication that treats EPI. Creon replaces enzymes you may be missing to help you break down food properly.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosis colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Do not chew capsules or contents as this may cause mouth irritation. Tell your doctor if you have unusual or severe stomach pain, bloating, trouble passing stool, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, worsening of painful swollen joints, or allergic reactions. Other side effects may include changes in blood sugars, gas, dizziness, or sore throat and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Talk to your doctor about Creon, the #1 prescribed EPI treatment, and visit gocreon.com. That's GOCREON.com. Or call 1-800-633-9110.
And it's page one of the local news. Page one, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro. Quick Lane, they service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
Taking a look at the latest in local news for a Wednesday morning, we have a visit with the mayor of Brawley, Sam Couchman.
We received a report from Police Chief Duran regarding Neighbors Public Safety Service. It's a virtual online neighborhood watch, able to use the smartphone or other devices to send video to the police department and receive feedback. We think this is going to be a great thing and a real help for the police department, and it also involves the citizens in cutting down on any types of crimes that may be occurring in the city of Brawley. We approved our consent agenda. We received an update on the COVID-19 pandemic from Fire Chief York. Cases are dropping. We've gone from 264 cases per 100,000 to 90 per 100,000 within Imperial County's population. The total for the Brawley area has been 8,889 positive cases. 217 are currently active. We've had 127 deaths, which is very bad, but it's only 1.42% death rate, and none of that's very good, but at least it's better than what we might have had. And so we have 62 hospitalized. We have 24 people in the ICU right now. Approved our best step forward requests for closure and use of Cattle Call Park and waiver of $500 fee for their Soapbox Derby event. And that's Saturday, March the 5th, 2022, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So we want everybody to be aware that the Cattle Call Park will be closed at that time for that Soapbox Derby. This is to help children with autism, and so we're very supportive of that and always have been. And so the City Council approved that. We approved road closure, sale, and consumption of alcohol at Plaza Park for April 2nd for the Cesar Chavez celebration. And the closure will run from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. on April the 2nd. And the event will run from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. with alcohol sales from noon to 10 p.m. with consumption up to 11 p.m. and then that will have to cease. But we look forward to having that event in the Plaza Park. It's been an event we've had there for quite a few years, and we look forward to that event. We approved an insurance waiver and cleaning deposit for use of library for the Mexican consulate. They provide services to residents of Brawley on February 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Brawley Library, and that's for residents to check on documents they may need, other things they may need from the Mexican government, and we find that to be a great service, and we're happy to have the Mexican consulate, and we're appreciative of them coming down to provide services here in the Brawley area for our residents. We approved the training request for school resource officer to attend training in New Mexico as required by our grant funding. The closest training for that school resource officer is in New Mexico, and we are able to provide a school resource officer from this grant to the schools here locally in Brawley, and we're real proud of that, and we know the schools appreciate that, and the parents, I think, do also, and so we're happy to do that. We approved requests for police chief and police commander to attend California Gun Laws and Concealed Weapons Coordinator Conference, and that will be a conference where they're going to be attending to check on whether they can issue a California Concealed Weapons Permit, and also to check on the gun laws and update themselves on the current California gun laws, which change pretty much on a monthly basis and are very, very complicated. So we look forward to them attending that conference. We approved additions to the street naming requirements. I did require and this council required that they change some of the wording on that. And so especially those that have residents where the street's already named, we're going to be real reluctant to change those types of names. And so we did some additions to that, and people can pull that and look at that if they would like to, and they can see what that entails. We approved award of body-worn camera services contract to Linslot and authorized the city manager to execute that contract. And that's for our police officers to have body-worn cameras, and hopefully that will be helpful in their crime fighting, and also an ability to see what's going on during any kind of arrest or anything of that type. And so we look forward to having them have those cameras. And we received informational reports, and then we moved to closed session for updates on potential and current litigation, of which some people are aware. We do have a lawsuit pending from Vertical Bridge. And that is the tower, the tower, the satellite tower that would be going at the baseball park, and they have sued the city on that. So, and that concludes my report. Wishing everybody a beautiful day, and thank you very much. This is Sam Couchman, Brawley Maritime.
And that concludes this edition of Local News. We'll be back.
Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers ready to take care of your automotive service needs. Tires, brakes, batteries, AC service, alignments, lube oil and filter change, and more. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers on Imperial Avenue next to Food for Less in El Centro, and in the Brawley Auto Center, Highway 86 and Julia Drive. Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro. Quick Lane. They service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
Eat, play, love with Kokopah Casino and Resort in February. Drop a disc for your chance to win up to $500 cash, hotel stays, rewards play, and more. We'll draw 2 winners every hour from 4 to 8 p.m. every Friday and Saturday in February. You can earn entries daily by playing your favorite slots or table games with your rewards card. For complete rules, see the Kokopah Casino Rewards Club. We love our loyals at Kokopah, South Highway 95 in Somerton.
Page 2 of the local news and weather brought to you by the Town Pump in Westmoreland. Open Tuesday through Fridays at 4:30, and by Brownie's Diner in Brawley, open every day, 7 a.m. till 3 p.m.
Continuing with more local news this morning, Sheriff Orrin Fox passed away on Monday. Here's more on that story.
The general was 86. Cause of death is not known. Orrin Fox served as sheriff of Imperial County for 20 years. He was appointed interim sheriff from 1974 to 75. In 1979, he was elected to the position and served until 1999. Fox also served over 30 years in the Army National Guard, retiring as a general. Fox was born in Arkansas in 1935. His family moved to Brawley when he was 14. He graduated from Brawley Union High School before studying criminal justice at Imperial Valley College. Joined the Imperial County Sheriff's Office in 1962. His wife Doris passed away in 2019. They had 4 children. Services have not been announced. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
Well, if you didn't notice, last night, strong winds whipped through the Imperial Valley. They sustained 40 to 45 miles an hour, with a gust hitting 54 miles per hour, dropped visibility to nearly zero, and caused a series of accidents and a road closure. Highway 86 was closed from Bannister Road to the Riverside County line from about 4 p.m. until almost 8 p.m. No serious injuries were reported from a number of accidents that occurred due to the wind. The winds are expected to diminish tonight, or actually they have already done so, and that would continue into Wednesday as well. In other local news, the California Highway Patrol has released more information on the Monday night fatal traffic accident. According to the CHP, at about 6:20 p.m. Monday, a tractor-trailer rig driven by Jorge Valdez, 34 of Calexico, was northbound on Highway 86 near Desert Shores Drive when he struck a pedestrian who was in the traffic lanes. The unidentified pedestrian sustained fatal injuries on impact. Northbound Highway 86 traffic was shut down until nearly midnight because of the accident. According to the CHP, impairment does not appear to be a factor in the crash. The accident remains under investigation. We'll be back with a look at the weather.
When you're ready for great home-style cooking, there are 2 locations for the best in the Imperial Valley. Brownie's Diner, 990 Main Street in Brawley. Open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., featuring delicious breakfast and lunch entrees, including menudo, liver and onions, and meatloaf. The Town Pump in Westmoreland is open Tuesday through Saturday at 4:30 p.m., specializing in delicious prime ribs, steaks, chicken, salmon, and lobster. So for a great dining experience, visit Brownie's Diner, 990 Main Street in Brawley, and the Town Pump in Westmoreland.
Here's a weather update with Carroll Buckley.
The National Weather Service says a weather system moving across the region today will bring occasional breezy conditions and much cooler temperatures. A warming trend will begin Thursday, with highs possibly back to the upper 70s by Saturday. More unsettled weather is likely for early next week, with another weather system potentially impacting our region. 72 our high yesterday, 49 the low. Wind gusts clocked at 54 miles an hour yesterday afternoon. Today will be mostly cloudy through mid-morning, then gradual clearing. Look for a high near 73. West wind about 10 miles an hour, gusting as high as 20 miles an hour. Clear tonight with a low around 48. West wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. Thursday, sunny with a high near 73. North wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. We have 48 degrees downtown El Centro with that 62% relative humidity. Wind is out of the west-southwest at 5 to 7 miles an hour. Page 2 of the local news and the weather brought to you by Brownie's Diner in Brawley, open every day, and by the Town Pump in Westmoreland, Imperial Valley's fine dining experience.
California, the future should be built for everyone. So we made the 2021 Ford F-150 even smarter and more productive than before. Built to power new ideas anywhere with an available ProPower onboard generator and a new interior designed to keep you connected. Plus the newest generation of Sync to keep you at the forefront of the latest and greatest tech. This is a new generation of F-Series, the best-selling truck for 45 years, and it's only the beginning. We want your trade. Head in today to get 0% APR Ford credit financing for 60 months on a 2021 Ford F-150. Only at your San Diego County Ford dealers, where the future comes standard. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford credit financing. 0% for 60 at $16.67 per month per $1,000 finance, regardless of down payment. Excludes Raptor. Residency restrictions apply. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 2/28/22. See dealer for qualifications and complete details. Based on 1977 through 2021 CY total sales.
It's sports time, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the best care. NBA basketball, Hawks beat the Cavaliers 124-116. Mavericks rolled. They topped the Heat 107-99. Celtics embarrassed the 76ers 135-87. Bucks beat the Pacers 128-119. Timberwolves topped the Hornets 126-120 in overtime. Grizzlies beat the Pelicans 121-109. Suns continue to win. They beat the Clippers 103-96. In other sports news, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office has decided not to charge Adrian Peterson after his arrest on domestic violence charges. Peterson's case will now be referred to the Los Angeles City Attorney, who will examine the case and still could charge Peterson with misdemeanor domestic violence. And the trial to determine whether Eric Kay was responsible for the death of Tyler Skaggs turned into a larger glimpse into brazen drug use in the Los Angeles Angels clubhouse as 4 former players testified Tuesday about their own opioid histories. Pitchers Matt Harvey, Mike Morin, and Cam Bedrosian and first baseman C.J. Cron all took the stand and described bits and pieces of recreational drug use allegedly going on in and around the Angels 3 years ago when they played for that team.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations in Calexico and Brawley, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all of Pioneer's services, visit pmhd.org today.
And Slovakia stunned Team USA in their Olympic men's ice hockey quarterfinal, tying the game in the final minute of regulation and then eliminating the tournament's top seed in a shootout in Beijing. Speaking of hockey, Pittsburgh Penguins captain Sidney Crosby scored his 500th career goal last night, the second player in franchise history to do so. And Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski couldn't make it back to the bench for the second half of last night's game against Wake Forest, but he still had a message for his team after it nearly blew a 19-point lead. He said, "We needed to play smarter," according to forward Wendell Moore. Don't forget, we've got 2022 winter game updates throughout the day right here on AM 1230 KXO. Sports Time brought to you this morning by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District. Log on to pmhd.org for more information about Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District.
Since 1901, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy has provided the finest printing and copying services from start to finish. When you choose Imperial Printers Rocket Copy, you can feel confident in our expertise and personal attention to your project. We have a team of professional graphic designers ready to take your ideas and make them a reality. From promotional merchandise, full-color brochures, blueprints, and high-speed copies to business forms and everything else in between, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy offers dependable and affordable quality printing. Thank you for choosing locally owned and operated Imperial Printers Rocket Copy. We have convenient locations near you at 430 West Main Street and 100 South 11th Street in El Centro and 184 South Plaza in Brawley.
Financial news and a brief look at weather brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company protecting you and your property. Southwest Security also offering live scan fingerprinting to the public. Well, U.S. retail sales rose by 3.8% in January from the month prior, adjusted for seasonal swings. That's more than 2% more than economists had predicted. That put the sales total at $649.8 billion for the first month of the year. It also was a reversal of the decline reported in December, when earlier than usual holiday shopping left little for the last month of the year. The December drop was revised even lower in Wednesday's report. And people are spending money. Yeah, America's gaming industry had its highest grossing year ever again. The industry rolled in $53 billion in revenue last year, breaking the previous industry record by more than 20% from 2019, according to the American Gaming Association. Last year's record also shattered 2020 levels when a COVID-affected industry struggled with a month-long shutdown and brought in just $30 billion. Casinos continue to be the biggest moneymakers, with combined slot and table gaming revenue totaling about $45 billion. Sports betting also had an influx of growth in revenue, growing to more than $4 billion. Online gaming grew to $3.7 billion in revenue. We'll take a look at the markets in a minute.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. I've been providing private security locally for more than 20 years and have owned Southwest Security for more than 6.5 years. I'm proud to announce that we have over 250 employees working here in Imperial and Coachella Valley. Last year, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year, P.O. Box service to you. Also located at Southwest Security at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro. If you're in the need for security services, please call us at Southwest Security at 760-970-4500. That's 970-4500.
Well, the Dow Jones Industrial Average off 243 points right now at 34,745. The S&P 500 down 30 at 4441. The NASDAQ at 14,005. That's off 135 points. Gold up $7.60 an ounce. Oil back up $2.31 a barrel. We will have mostly cloudy skies through mid-morning, then gradual clearing. Look for a high near 73. West wind about 10 miles an hour, gusting as high as 20 miles an hour. Clear tonight with a low around 48. West wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. Thursday will be sunny with a high near 73. North wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. 51 degrees, 58% relative humidity, wind out of the west at 5 to 7 miles an hour. Financial news and the weather brought to you by Southwest Security Services, offering 24-hour-a-day post office boxes at Southwest Postal, 4th and Heil in El Centro.
At Burgers and Beer, we want you to be happy, live happy, work happy. Most of all, we want you to celebrate whatever makes you happy at Burgers and Beer. Bring your friends, bring your family, and let's make time for a good time. All the drinks, all the food, and great service too. Everything you need is right here at Burgers and Beer. Burgers and Beer, the best burgers in town.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro, the Imperial Valley's local news source.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by the Exogen Temporal Scanner. I'm Steve Kathan. Russian tanks on the move in Crimea. Moscow says it's evidence of a troop pullback. CBS's Cammie McCormick reports the West has seen no evidence to back up that claim as it warns of a possible invasion of Ukraine.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said there are no signs of de-escalation by Russia.
We face a dangerous moment for European security.
And he said while Russia has indicated it's willing to continue talking,
while we continue to work for the best, we must also be prepared for the worst.
The NATO ministers will be discussing how to build up defenses during the biggest security crisis in Europe in decades.
Well, President Biden is ordering the release of Trump White House visitor logs to the House panel investigating the Capitol attack. Mr. Trump tried to claim executive privilege. A Massachusetts study suggests it's too soon to lift mask mandates in schools because many kids aren't vaccinated or eligible yet to get shots. Brown University's Dr. Ashish Jha tells CBS Mornings he's not on board with that.
I think it's very reasonable to lift mask mandates in schools. If kids want to wear a mask, there's no downside to that. There's no restriction on that. But I don't know that we need to be mandating it at this point.
A fiery scene on New York's Long Island. A big gas tanker carrying more than 9,000 gallons of fuel overturned into a furniture store and burst into flames. Rockville Center Fire Chief James Avendet lives nearby.
There was fire everywhere in the street. There was fire coming out of 7 or 8 manhole covers about a quarter mile down the road.
The truck driver was injured. Fuel did end up in the local sewer system. Overseas, disaster struck in Beijing for the U.S. men's hockey team at the Olympics.
The Americans were undefeated entering this quarterfinal match and were 43.7 seconds away from advancing to the semifinal round, but Slovakia ties the game in regulation. That forces it into a 10-minute overtime. Neither team could score in the overtime. Then it went to penalty shots, and that's when Slovakia beats the U.S. The Americans are out of the men's Olympic hockey tournament. Steve Futterman, CBS News at the Winter Olympics in Beijing.
Well, people showed a willingness to spend as the Omicron variant began to ease last month. CBS's Jill Schlesinger says the government reports retail sales rose 3.8% in January.
Furniture sales rebounded by 7.2%, and department store sales were up by 9.2%. The one area of weakness was bar and restaurant spending, which was down by 0.9%.
Right now on Wall Street, the Dow is down 253 points. NASDAQ is down 140. This is CBS News.
The leading sign of COVID is a fever, so everyone needs an accurate thermometer. Try the Exergen temporal scanner and learn more at Exergen.com. That's Exergen.com.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
With the Supreme Court set to tackle one state's abortion law, another state is closer to a similar restrictive law.
The Arizona Senate has passed a bill banning abortions after 15 weeks. Senator Nancy Bartow calls the bill
an opportunity in Arizona to protect more unborn lives.
Murphy Bannerman with Planned Parenthood says this will affect minority communities in a big way.
Minority communities tend to have lower income due to ongoing inequities. Low-income folks are going to be forced into situations against their will, having a government-mandated pregnancy.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
San Francisco residents have recalled 3 members of the city's school board for what critics called misplaced priorities and putting progressive politics over the needs of kids during the pandemic. It's the first recall effort in San Francisco in almost 40 years. I'm Steve Kathan, CBS News.
You've got Carroll Buckley with the best oldies on the radio.
I don't like it. I love it.